7 months ago, I made a video saying I was one step closer to a KevCentral RV. That was Dad's RV, and I've learned a lot from it. I followed that video with a look at my sister's reaction to Dad getting an RV, her impulse purchase of a wolf pup. And it's been interesting for me being an RV wannabe looking in. Caretaking for a 20-year-old RV, learning all the ins and outs, things that need work, and, well, disasters along the way. I actually hand-fixed all of this. Just FYI, there's a reason cargo doors under slide-outs don't prop up, so don't use a stick. Stories for other times. This video is about my sister's RV and how she joined Dad on their maiden voyage for their shakedown camping trip. A trip where two realities hit my sister. The first, that my dad's Class A, way more comfortable than her packing 3 people into the roughly 16 feet of her travel trailer. And number 2, her impulse purchase didn't factor in one major thing. She's never towed anything. She's never tried a cart behind a lawnmower. She's not even particularly proficient with luggage in an airport. And now she's suddenly towing over 20 feet of a trailer with this. Needless to say, she's been complaining about it and saying she needs a Class C or a smaller Class A. All it took was one camping trip where 6 of us are inside Dad's RV comfortably eating our grilled dinners. Well, I guess that did something. It must have tripped a fuse because she realized she had made an impulse purchase. So what you gonna do to fix that? Make another impulse purchase. She showed up with this, a 2004 Fleetwood RV Fiesta, a 26-foot Class A motorhome. I know what she paid for this and it's over book value, but she beat the internet RV odds once, maybe she'll get lucky twice. Plus, what is actual value? As long as she's happy and hopefully it's not a pile of junk, I will say this, at least she listened enough to check to make sure there was no delamination. And technically, what she bought is practically camp ready. And storage, a significant upgrade for her over what she had on the Wolf Pup, with some of the storage going all the way through. Electrical hookups for the Fiesta, 30 amp, but she only has one AC unit, so that's going to be plenty. Plus, it can make its own power with the onboard Onan Micro Quiet 4000. Now this has 1400 hours on it, but it has been regularly serviced. And the big power to get this big box moving, that's from this workhorse chassis Vortec 8100. I'm not a fan of General Motors engines, but whatever works. My sister, though, she didn't even open the hood. This looks more dusty than it actually appears in person, and we did have a mechanic check it out. He said it appeared to be sound. So she just keeps getting lucky, but I did tell her buying these old RVs, this is like buying a 20-year-old car that at periodic points in its life has sat in a field for extended periods. And if there's one thing I hope someone takes from this video, it's to think about buying these. I mean, they're 20 years old or roughly 20 years old. Would you buy a 20-year-old car or a 20-year-old mobile home that sat unattended off and on? Plus, as you'll see, there can be eye candy that distracts you. For example, I asked her what this door goes to. She didn't even have a key for it. She was more focused on the inside. Again, as you'll see, myself, I'm more focused on the technical details. I want to know what works and what doesn't. Though, to give her credit, she did pay attention when I talked about the roof. Now, she didn't get up on it like I did, but they did have a receipt where they just had it inspected, and I seen you lap sealing. So far, not bad, but it's what's inside that would make me say no to this RV and someone like my sister fall instantly in love. And let me pause here to tell you my rule for RV shopping. I want an RV to be as original as possible. My theory, that makes it easier to see true condition, how well it's been cared for, and what needs work. I don't like gutted and redone interiors because you never know what all that pretty is covering up. To be fair, whoever did this did a good job. And they got all the details right. Just look at the quality of the installation on this carpet up front. And they most definitely have an eye for aesthetics. I mean, everything flows together. Materials, accents, colors. The flooring matches the walls match the curtains match the pillows match, well, everything. There is a clear theme here, and that carries over into the kitchen, where even the coffee maker and the cookware matches the color scheme. In a moment, I'll tell you why, even though this looks so good, that I don't like to see painted cabinets or redone floors. Aside from covering up things, there's another reason. Talk about that, but first, let me talk about this refrigerator, because this is pretty common. Whenever someone's redone the inside of an RV, it is very common to see a defective original RV refrigerator replaced with a residential refrigerator. Like this one that, as far as I can tell, is made for college apartments and can only run on electricity. All this beauty can be distracting for an impulse RV shopper and makes for a chance to overlook the important items, which is why I don't like the cover-up. Well, one reason. The other reason is, well, here's an example. She sees beauty in the solid wood sliding door and its sliding mechanism. I see excess weight on a transmission. All this stuff, beautiful, yes, but it's house decor. It's not made with weight in mind. Okay, hold just a second, because I will admit this bathroom does look good, and it's at least twice the size of the one in their wolf pup. And the wolf pup's shower, I don't know how they raised their arms to get a shower in it. This one, much more roomy, and look at that skylight. No mold, and no signs of leaks, and even I, with my non-interior designing eye, can notice that this wallpaper matches the rest of the RV. Very pretty, but I think of all this wood and all this paint, that's more weight. There is a reason that the space shuttle's main fuel tank was only primered. And see, this is even getting hard for me because I don't like this. But even while I look around, I see this bedroom and I could totally see myself relaxing in here. At least for a few minutes until I started thinking about all of this excess weight and however many miles I had to go the next day and how it was having to carry that weight. My sister and her husband, far less concerned with any of that. Their main focus was that all these lights were now LED lights. It's a different mindset because I look past those and I see a ceiling that is in impressively good condition and a bizarrely high number of vents, especially for an RV with only one roof AC. Am I alone in my thinking here and possibly being just overly judgmental, or would you buy something like this that's been gutted and redone, or something original but still in good shape so you know where it stands? At least that's where I go in my mind and how I shop, and I've been shopping. There's just this thing called money and people are wanting it for products. It's a weird concept. This is a good point to mention money because that's another thing about these redone RVs. People ask more for them. They're trying to recoup costs. But I have a term for these RV redoers because basically they're the RV version of a house flipper. Throw some paint on it, add a few accents, and the price goes up. And much like a flipper house, everything just has to hold together long enough for it to sell. Which is where this could be my sister's folly because her mindset, she's coming from that 2020 or 2021 wolf pup. Just about as new as it could get, and now she's bought an older flipper house on wheels. Hopefully, she is as lucky this time as she was the last time, although there's one thing about this. I know this interior, I saw it about a month or two ago on Facebook Marketplace. Not only do I remember this interior, I remember the overpricing. But my sister says it was only up for 1 hour before she rushed to make a deposit, but I'm almost positive this is that same RV. Look, this is eye-catching, and money aside, she definitely could have done worse. As a matter of fact, if I didn't know how much she paid, weight aside, I would still be pretty impressed. I mean, groovy shag carpeting. Ultimately, it is her happiness that is important, and I hope this holds up well for her. I just know from experience, and I tried to impart that upon her, that Dad got a great deal for his RV, but he budgeted extra money to fix the things that were going to happen. I mean, it's a 20-year-old house on wheels. And more or less, so is this one while it does look good, and I hope it serves her well, and I hope that came across in this video. I do have concerns. Maybe I should make a video about that where I go through each item individually. I think there may be some value in that for future RV shoppers, so comment below if you'd like to see that. But there is one big win to all of this. Cycling and RVs go hand in hand. And my sister's first agenda after bringing this home was which bike rack would fit 3 bikes and go on the back of the RV. And that is a good thing. So comment below with your opinions on this if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching KevCentral, and have a great day.